into my eyes.
Get out, Will.
I don't need therapy.
That's enough. Get out.
Could you see it? Hey, good peoples of the world. Today is a different day, kind of, because we hit 1,000 subscribers. Woohoo! And I particularly doing this video because even though some Nightwish fans can be unbearable, I would say 95% of you fans are really, really cool and chill and normal people. And because of the Nightwish fans, almost single-handedly, I got to 1,000 subscribers, okay? Because I was at like 600 before I did my first Nightwish song, Ghost Love Score. And then after that, it like went from 600 to like 950 in a matter of days. So I have to give credit where credit's due, and that is to the Nightwish fans. And I will be doing another video today strictly and solely because of that reason. But I have to say, I don't really care, as most of you know if you've been watching my channel, I don't care too much about subscribers. I'm not doing this to make money. Everything's pretty much copyrighted on every video that I do, so I'm not going to make money even if I wanted to. So thank you anyways, and we're going to move right along. And today's song is the third most requested song by Nightwish fans, and it's called Ghost River. And in the last video of Romanticide, I said if there is a kind of a technical side of Nightwish, that's what I wanted to hear. It wasn't a big deal. It was just like, I've heard the kind of, after 2 songs, I kind of heard what they sounded like. I was just wondering if they had like some like very technical stuff. I don't need to listen. There's lots of music I listen to that has nothing to do with like technical prowess on the musical instruments or anything like that. I was just wondering because it looked like the guitar players, could play his guitar pretty well. So I was wondering if they ever go into that technical aspect, but a lot of the fans basically said they do not really. It's more their technical aspect is in their composition of their songs, which is totally fair. And then this song was requested the most. I would say probably 80% of the fans said Ghost River is what I need to listen to next. So that is what we are going to do. So let's get to it for round number 3 of Nightwish. Ooh, I like that sound already. Okay, I'll say so far that this is my favorite out of the other 2 that I've listened to. Just the beginning. She sounded good. I love how he always walks to the other side, touches them on the shoulder. Seems like a really cool dude. Ooh, broke into halftime. Perfect. Yes. I'm telling you, I love his voice. The bass player is rocking. Back into full time. See? I like the 2 distinctions between him doing that and her doing the beautiful floor that she does. Reminded me a little bit of Oblivious, but not as heavy. got some pipes. It's awesome. He looks kind of devilish there. He was like, there it is at halftime again. It's got like a ballady kind of feel. Ballad of like going to bed ballad. The chanting is kind of like that. Now I lay me down to sleep. I like that distinction. Very good choice. Nice. Nice. There's those operatic kind of. Ooh. That's some good rhythm right there. He's definitely got that Metallica rhythm down. It's freaking awesome. Oh, I thought we were gonna keep going. See? It's like, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. It's like that chanting ballad before you go to bed. Like, I said this in another song, but nice. Here we go. Nice. Big slide. Now he's going to go back to 16ths. Yes. Nice. That subdivision, I talk about this a lot on my channel. The subdivisions are really important, and they're doing a good job of it. I would hate to be a bouncer at one of their concerts. Security guy. Nice, there it is. Okay, so at the beginning of the song, this was in my mind like, oh, this might be my favorite song out of the 3 that I've listened to so far. But after listening to the whole song, I think Ghost Love Score is still my number 1. This would be my number 2, and then Romanticide would be my number 3, close to this one. I think they are almost tied for second. I've talked about this in other videos, specifically with Devin Townsend. Devin Townsend is, I think, one of the masters at like changing the subdivision in the song. So of course, this is just to break it down easily. You have like your quarter notes, your 8th notes, and then your 16th notes, 32nd notes. They're all in 4/4, but the way you break it down and the way you subdivide it is going to give you a different feel. Usually 32nd notes, it expands to get all those notes in there. It's usually used for like lower tempo. A lot of blues is in 32nd notes. And then you can go like heavy metal 32nd notes, which is like really fast, but the tempo is still not that fast, but you got to get all those notes in there. Whereas quarter notes, on the other hand, still 4/4, it's got to be like a straight driving kind of, a lot of rock. Straight driving is in quarter notes. And then the 8th notes feel in between, or, you know, is kind of like that in between. And they basically, in this song, I made a mistake, I said 16th notes, but it was actually 8th notes. So they went from like 8th notes kind of subdivision to like a quarter note subdivision, which is when I said, oh, they just broke it into half. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So they just broke it up into half, and then they went back to the 8th notes. And that subdivision is really, really important, in my opinion, in composition and music. And I'm going to say this quickly because I've said it in other videos, which you can go watch other videos if you want to get like a more deep explanation of this. But basically, around the time of The Matrix, which is what, 2000, it came out in 1998 was the first one, and then 2000 was the second one. The Matrix in movies did something that was really, really important, and that was it learned how to keep the brain awake during action shots. So for instance, if you are just always kind of just like in one mode, so if it's just like always slow or it's always fast, what it does is that repetition makes the brain go to sleep. So if you watch carefully the art of the Matrix fight scenes, what they basically do is they go fast and then they go slow-mo. And that slow-mo and that fast going back and forth keeps the brain awake. And that brain keeping awake is exciting. That's why your brain stays awake. If it's in a lull and it just kind of like the same thing over and over again, that repetition causes the brain to go asleep naturally because it starts like adjusting and getting used to the same thing. But constant, movement is going to be a lot easier for the brain to stay awake. So in music, it's the same way. If you have this subdivision, then it's going to allow the brain to be more excited to a degree, to stay more awake and to pay attention to more what's going on. And that's what this song kind of accomplished, which is why I pointed it out, is when you have composition or like songs that make up this kind of subdivision and they do it tastefully, which I would say in the song was very tasteful, it allows it to feel more connected, in my opinion. It allows the listener to be able to pay attention throughout the whole song instead of kind of going off into daydream land, which can happen. The other way that I think Nightwish does this so far very well is they keep their songs pretty short and concise. I mean, I was like still ready to talk more and then it just like all of a sudden ended at like 5 minutes and something. So I would say that that was a good thing to see in this composition. I heard it a little bit in the other songs, but this one was really, really prominent. You could hear that difference between the subdivisions. Number 2, I said it was kind of like a ballady. I didn't mean like a ballad as in like an 80s ballad. I meant like ballad as in what's I don't even maybe what the word is called for that. But it was like a going to sleep kind of ballad that you would sing to your kids or say to your kids before they go to sleep. I said this in a couple videos last week. It kind of reminded me of like Nightmare on Elm Street the first time when they sing that ballad or that kind of kid song. It's like 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. And
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. 7, 8, gonna stay up late.
And I'm like obviously still know it, and I haven't seen that movie in decades, but that stuck with me because those kind of, I don't know, chants or whatever, they kind of stick with you if they're really well done. Nursery rhyme, is that what it's called? Nursery rhyme? I can't think of the word right now. You guys can help me in the comments below. But this was a good third song for Nightwish, and I'm looking forward to hearing more. So commenters, hopefully you're not going to spaz on me for not saying Floor is the best thing and that's ever happened to mankind, that she's Jesus Christ returned. Anyway, let me know some more suggestions that you have as we're on this journey with Nightwish. And as always, like and subscribe and return for more. There's always going to be more. It just may take a little time in between the more. Okay? Peace out.